Hello and welcome to this how-to video for Instant ID. In this video, I will be demonstrating how to use the Credential design screen. In particular, the fields and layers displayed here. For advice regarding the use of the fields and layers displayed here, please refer to the other Credential design how-to video. Instant ID does not use the printer driver settings. For example, if you enable lamination in the driver settings, this will not be used by Instant ID. Instead, the lamination layer in the Credential design screen is used to enable lamination. Another example would be if you wanted to rotate the card design 180 degrees during printing. Normally this is configured in the printer driver settings. Because Instant ID does not use driver settings, it is configured in the Credential design screen, shown on the right hand side. There are Credential design properties accessed via this pencil icon. In the Credential design properties window, you can edit the name of the credential. You can adjust the dimensions of the Credential design. You can adjust the units of measurement. And if the Credential design is to be used with rewritable cards, check the rewritable credential checkbox. If you are printing this Credential design to a retransfer printer, for example the CR805, you will need to check this box, Print over the edge. This will ensure your Credential design is at the correct size for printing to a retransfer printer. In the center you have the front and the back side of the Credential design. In this toolbar are the fields and properties that can be used with the layers on the right hand side. For each side of the card you have properties. You have rotate print orientation 180 degrees and you have a checkbox for tactile impression module. This is if you are using a Sigma or CR805 printer with the tactile impression module, which attaches at the rear of the printer, or if you are using a lamination module which has a tactile impression module included. If you select the back side of the card, you have the same properties available. If you make a mistake during the design process, you can use the undo and redo arrows highlighted. Instant ID separates the Credential design process into layers. Each layer represents a different feature, option, or supply available on Entrust desktop solutions. To enable a layer, check the box next to the layer. To use that layer, click on the name of the layer. It then becomes the active design layer. For the active design layer, the fields that can be used with that layer are highlighted in the toolbar. I am going to create a Credential design using the vast majority of the layers and the vast majority of the fields. Starting with the background layer that is now enabled and is the active design layer, I'm going to add a background to my Credential design on the front of the card. In the background layer properties, I select Set Background, and I can either choose a solid color for the background, or I can select an image. I'm going to select an image. I'm now going to add a photo field. So I'm going to select the color layer, and I'm going to drag and drop a photo field onto the color layer. When a field is selected on the credential design, the properties for that field are displayed on the right hand side. I'm going to change the name of the photo field, and I'm going to display the border. You can change the thickness of the border, the color of the border, and you can choose whether the corners of the border will be square or rounded. Now I'm going to add a text field, which will be my name field. I'm going to add it to the color layer. There's two text fields. Text is for dynamic variable text, and static text, which is text will be the same for every card that is printed. On the right hand side are the properties for the text field. I'm going to change the field name and the sample data. I would like to center the name inside the text field, and I will also use this checkbox, automatically adjust the font size. With this feature disabled, if the text value that you enter into your text field extends further than the width of that text field, then some of the text will be missing from the text field. As you can see, some of the text is missing. If the feature is enabled, then the font size is automatically adjusted to ensure that no text is lost from the text field. I'm going to add another text field. This time I'm going to use the copy and paste feature to copy the name field, paste it onto the front of the credential design, and then I will rename it as the employee ID number. Select the field you wish to copy, click the copy button, click on the credential design, and then select the paste button. Rename your field and change the sample data. I would like to better align my two text fields, and I also wish to change the appearance properties for both fields. To do this, select the fields you wish to work on. The field in red is the field that will be the reference point for all other fields that you have selected. In this case, it is my name field. When you select multiple fields, you have some general properties to choose from: align fields, center fields, space evenly, make fields same size. I wish to align my fields, and I wish to align them to the left of my field that is in red. I also wish to change the appearance properties for both fields. So I select appearance, choose a different font, select a different font weight, and change the font color. I'm now going to add a date field to my credential design. I'm going to add it to the black layer. So I select black layer to enable it, and then I click on the black layer so that it is the active design layer, and I drag and drop a date field onto the credential design. I'm going to change the sample data and the field name. Next, I'm going to drag and drop a static text field onto the black layer. and change the display text to expiry date. With the static text field, I have two additional options, word wrap and multi-line. I'm going to choose multi-line and I'm going to place date value underneath the expiry value. Next, I'm going to add a logo to my credential design. I'm going to select the color layer and drag and drop a static graphic field to the credential design and then browse to my logo. With the photo and graphic fields, you have the option of displaying the graphic or photo as semi-opaque. You can adjust the opacity level by adjusting the slide bar. The other type of graphic field is the variable graphic field. The image displayed by this field can be changed depending on the value that is selected at time of enrollment. For example, you may wish to display a different image for a visitor badge rather than an employee ID card. You may also wish to display a different image for a contractor ID card. Next, I'm going to add a signature field. I'm going to add it to the black layer. So I select the black layer and I drag and drop the signature field onto the credential design. That completes this demonstration. For more information regarding the credential design screen, please refer to the other credential design how-to video. Thank you for watching.